Greetings, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. My name is Tom Poland, beaming out to from Little Castaways Beach in Queensland, Australia. Joined today by David Ciccarelli. David, g'day, sir. Very warm welcome from down under. Where are you hanging out?
I'm hanging out just outside of Toronto, Canada. So pretty much the polar opposite from where you are, but great to be here together.
Talking about polar, you probably are sliding into fall, are you?
Before you know it, absolutely. And that's kind of synonymous with Canadians. People think it's all frigid here, but we have plenty of land that's actually further south, believe it or not, than much of the United States. But happy to be here nonetheless,
Super.
despite what season it might be outside.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for being here too. David, folks, if you don't know him, he's got this really interesting niche, a service niche that he provides. But we'll get to that in a moment. Background though, he's an entrepreneur at heart. For the last decade, with the help of his team, he's grown Voices.com from the ground up to become the leader in the voice industry, and that's the clue to the specialty I reference. So the title is How to Define, wait for it, your audio brand and where to be heard online. A lot of us used to protocols around our visual brand, but our audio brand now online with the videos and the live streaming of podcasts, etc., is right up there in terms of determining the quality of your reputation and brand consistency, which hopefully is going to be a reflection of the quality of your product and services and consistency. So again, how to define your audio brand and where to be heard online. David, our 7 minutes starts now, sir. Question number one, who is your ideal client?
Well, our ideal client would be a creative producer. They might work at a corporate brand marketing departments or marketing department. They might work at an advertising agency, but somebody who's creating content. Could be on video, could be on audio, but that's
Right.
our ideal client.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Question two, 6.5 minutes left. What's the problem you solve for them?
Well, brand marketers really have a story to tell. They want to educate, inform, and entertain their audience. And they've discovered that the human way is one of the most, human voice is one of the most influential, form factors that can take to tell that story.
Right.
But the challenge becomes, where do I go to get that done? What are the kind of the rules of engagement? And so that's the problem that we're trying to solve, both the finding of talent and helping them complete it in a fast, easy way.
So tell me a question. Thank you for that. Question three. We've got 6 minutes left. Doing well for time. What are some of the symptoms? So if you've got this ideal client out there somewhere, how do they know they need to dive more into your specialty? What's going on?
Well, for them, it could be a matter of capacity. A lot of us have, creative talent like graphic designers that we work with full time. Others, such as voiceover or voice acting, you're not necessarily going to have that type of work on all the time. So that's kind of capacity and being able to hire someone on a freelance basis easily. That's certainly something that's going on. But even if you were to choose, a project comes off onto your plate, or you as a marketing leader are deciding to move into a new channel that is heavily reliant on voice, one of the challenges is just lacking that lexicon. How do I describe voice? We all have these references for describing the visual identity, space, color, shape, but how do you describe the voice? So we try to guide people through that type of creative direction when looking for that perfect voice for your project on the platform.
So folks, we're talking about getting the voice that people are hearing and influencing them towards choosing your services or products or engaging with them. Talking about having consistency in that and applying the same sort of protocols you might to visual appearances. So there is consistency in brand recognition and so on. David, what would you say, this is question number four, and we've got 4.5 minutes left. What would you say some of the common mistakes that people make when, other than not even being aware of this as a significant problem or potential opportunity, what would you say some of the mistakes that you see people making before they find your service?
Well, one of the most common mistakes is just lacking creative direction. And I would even go a little bit
Right.
step further before that, lacking, sonic brand or audio brand guidelines. Now, the way you might overcome that is, how would you, if you could picture your brand walk into a room or speak, if you had a mascot, it's a little bit easier, but if your brand was personified, what would they sound like? And what's often missing is we see creative direction where someone says, oh, I want somebody professional. Well, is that more indicative of the quality of the recording or Are you actually looking for a career professional, a corporate executive, if you will? So I would challenge, again, marketers, creative producers out there to actually describe the role, who it is that you want to be kind of narrating, and the style. How is that performed? Those two things would help you overcome the lack of creative direction and actually provide the voice talent out there with clear direction to deliver you that read that you go, yes, that's the person that represents or personifies my brand.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Question number 5. We've got 3 minutes left. One valuable free action item, a top tip if you like, that someone listening to this could take. May not solve the whole problem, but it might take them a step in the right direction.
Well, it really just kind of picking up from the previous question is, we run a lot of clients through this exercise of translating the visual identity into the audio identity. Now, their visual identity might imbue certain values. Well, what are the equivalent audio terms that can do that? And an example was, our brand is purple. Okay, does that mean that it's passionate? And is that the kind of read that you're looking for? Or, our brand, we think of our who we're selling to are people who are, very smart and witty. Okay, well then that should be, if that's kind of the target market, that should be the same attributes that you would provide a voice actor to perform. So people buy from people that sound like them.
Right.
So that's a really key takeaway. So think about who your ideal customer persona would be.
That's so smart.
How might they sound? And then that's kind of the artistic direction that you would provide. So if you sell predominantly to a particular genre, gender, or age range, or demographic, that's probably the persona that you want to hire to become your audio ambassador, because people buy from people who sound like them.
Right. That's fascinating. A whole new world of marketing influence opens up. Question 6, we've got 90 seconds left. One valuable free resource. Where could we direct people to go to get even more value?
Sure. Well, one of the tools that we've developed is what we call a sonic brand or an audio brand guidelines. Most organizations have a visual identity guidelines,
Right.
but I would encourage those who just want to see, well, what does a sonic logo look like and sound like? What do the audio guidelines look like? You can actually go to voices.com, our homepage. And if you scroll to the very bottom in the press section, you'll get a link to our media kit. And in there's actually a link where you can listen to our sonic logo. So again, it's just a 3-second musical clip that we put at the beginning of our phone system, at the end of our YouTube videos. That is that constant reminder. It's just a sing-songy voices. That's what it says. But then there's the audio guidelines of when and where might you use that? What's the kind of musical genre that we might be using as well too?
Perfect.
Are there sound effects? Yes or no? So that's a great PDF resource that hopefully inspires people to use.
Thank you, sir. So that's go to voices.com, scroll down, look for the company page, go to press and then media kit. Question number 7, sir. We've got 12 seconds left. The one question I should have asked you but didn't, and we've got 10 seconds for it.
Well, I hope people find some value. If they're looking to get a hold of me or anyone from our team, just simply visit voices.com. And what's new is an opportunity.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.